Ladies and gentlemen, hello there, how's everyone doing? Great, I hope. This is your humble host, the Shadow Cookie speaking, aka Just Cookie. And today I would like to provide you with a small update. It has certainly been a while ever since I recorded one of these. I could have just posted another little text-based thing on YouTube, but sometimes I like it when things are a little more, close and personal. Besides, like I just said, it has been forever, and thus here we go. Now this very update is going to mainly consist of two halves. Firstly, some matters related to my personal life, as well as some matters related to this channel, its future, what's gonna be happening next. Now then, without further ado, those of you who have been actively following my posts here on YouTube should be aware of the fact that I am soon gonna be headed for a university. That is correct. I've applied for a spot at my local university known as the Leibniz University. And I am gonna be studying both German and English. Why exactly? Because, well, languages simply fascinate me. I think they are very, very intriguing, just the way that humans communicate with each other. The many categories associated with, speaking and just reading and writing, all those things. Doesn't really sound too professional what I'm saying right now, but that's simply because, well, I would know better how exactly to talk about these things in German. English, that's a bit of a different topic. Well, I want to study that as well, like I said, because I've pretty much been speaking English for most of my life. And why stop now? Better pursue that path. Besides, this YouTube channel here, it certainly helped develop my skills over the long years, so I would say I have got a pretty decent foundation to be studying that language now. Obviously, applying for a spot at a university is associated with plenty of running back and forth, lots of paperwork, all that. Thankfully, I am mostly done with it. It certainly wasn't easy getting here, and there were quite a few problems to solve along the way. But I think right now I am feeling pretty safe and secure. So, the semester, my first one, is gonna be starting in October, and obviously that means once that starts, I'll have less time to focus on this channel, which is a shame, but I am still gonna try my best to upload every now and then. I don't think it'll be nearly as frequent as the last couple of weeks with Fran Bow, but I just really wanted to use those weeks to finally finish that project before the next chapter of my life begins, and thankfully I was able to. But yeah, like I said, I will try to keep you updated. I will try to upload every now and then. I also recently started working at a MacPaper, which is basically a retail shop for all sorts of office supplies, school supplies, and the like. A quiet little place in the middle of town, or rather in the middle of the city. There are quite a few customers every day, so sometimes it can be stressful, but other than that, it's also fun, kind of a relaxing experience, so that's nice. Moving on from that though, obviously most of you aren't here to listen to my personal matters. Nope, you would like to know what exactly is gonna happen next on this channel. Well, I've got an answer for you, or two perhaps now. Here is what we need to take into consideration. Obviously, I think by now I have established that most of my projects, they tend to run a very long time. Just take a look at Fran Bow. It is a game that took me almost 3 years to finish. However, you can basically, if you really want to, finish it in less than an hour. It really isn't that difficult. And I am sorry for the constant interruptions, you know, my throat, it likes to get dry real fast, which is probably, you know, probably because, well, I like to talk really fast. It could also be connected to certain other issues I have with my throat. It is unfortunately something I cannot really stop, but yeah. Moving on, most of my projects they tend to be very long, thus we have to look at what might happen next on this channel in a realistic manner. I mean, let us be frank, like, Franbow was a short game and it took me almost 3 years. What if I were to let's play a long game, again, for a change, an actual long game, who knows how long that might take? And that basically implies I probably do not have much time left in this life. Much time left at all to let's play games. The next game I let's play, it could take like another couple of years. I am not exaggerating, it could happen, especially now that I am gonna be attending university and so on and so forth. Thus, what it all comes down to is basically I have to make my choices count. Whatever I am gonna let's play next, it is going to be a project that is gonna be happening for a long time. I don't want another repeat of projects that I start and then I never finish them, because that would simply be such a shame and a waste. I am, for example, looking at Silence of the Sleep. I am looking at Lone Survivor. I am looking at XCOM. All those games are amazing games and I really enjoyed let's playing them. However, due to certain issues, you know, along the way, the let's plays, they basically had to be stopped prematurely. Which is something I no longer wish to do. I might even, you know, come back to certain games eventually, but like, that's a big I might, because like I just explained, who knows how much time I actually got left. Now then, without further ado, what could happen next on this channel? Well, what I can assure you, it is going to be horror themed, of course, because horror is what I am all about. The surreal, the psychological, and so on and so forth. Story-driven games, immersive experiences that take forever. Now, there are a couple of games I would like to let's play. And these are games I definitely want to play on this channel, so I am pretty sure all of those are gonna happen. However, it is only a handful really. If I were to list all the games I really want to let's play, this video would go on forever. And I would not be able to, you know, play all of those games on this channel in my lifetime. Which is such a shame. I mean, it is sorry about that. Had to happen eventually. It is ridiculous to think about that there are games you want to let's play but will never be able to, because time is simply limited. Our lives are too short to enjoy it all. So what exactly do I have in mind? Well, from the games that I have chosen, I don't really wish to spoil them. I would like to, you know, just surprise you eventually. And obviously, I am pretty sure, like, whatever I choose, not everyone is gonna like it, but like, you know, that doesn't really matter, because this is after all my channel and I can do whatever I want with it. And I am already gonna apologize in advance should my picks not be too pleasing. But the next game that I want to let's play, I have basically already settled on it. It is gonna be a long one, and I don't know when the let's play is gonna start, sometime down the road, probably not this month. I don't want to make promises. September is more likely, because, you know, my first semester is gonna start in October, so during September I still have a bit more time at my disposal. But yeah, probably September, but who knows, maybe I will be able to squeeze something into this month, August, we'll see. Perhaps the introduction, at least. But it's not yet completely 100% final, because as much as I want to let's play that game that I have in mind, there are others I want to play as well. It is kind of a close call, really. Imagine a race and all of these games are basically about to hit the finish line, but you cannot yet tell which one is gonna make it. Like, I love them all, but I have to settle on one. And whichever game I choose, like I said, I'll be stuck with that game for a long time. Therefore, I would hate to rush this. I'll take like another couple of days to think this through, and then we'll see. But that is basically it for now. So now you are in the know of what is currently happening with me, and you also know what might happen soon on this channel. A new project, horror related, but what exactly? Time is gonna give away the answers. But it's really difficult. Like I said, I hate repeating myself, but I love all these games. Basically, at the moment I've got like 3, maybe 4 that I would like to play. And one of them is ahead of the others, but who knows? Who knows? Right now I am basically just dragging this out more and more and more, because I always have difficulties with like ending my videos. I never know how to do it in a proper way. Which is why at the end of the Fran Bow Let's Play I added a couple of like, you know, text overlays to explain what I liked and what I disliked about the game, because I thought my commentary was just going nowhere. Another issue is also, like I already said, with my throat. When I talk for some time, everything just kinda, you know, starts falling apart. Like right now, I have only been talking for 12 minutes, but my mouth is already all like, you know, what do you call it, like a severe case of cotton mouth, you know? And everything feels dry. It feels like the longer I speak, the less clear my words are. Of course, I hope that you can understand it all, that is most important. But you know, in the past, because of this, I would often just scrap my videos on the spot. Like, I'd been recording for maybe half an hour, but the commentary, because of my degrading voice, would get so bad I would simply stop, scrap it and start over. But because of that, my voice would be dead for the day and I would have to retry the next day, which would simply consume so much time. One of the many reasons why it took me so long to finish certain Let's Plays. I wouldn't say that Fran Bow was a part of that, like, sort of, you know, that sort of dilemma. With Fran Bow, it was mostly just the fact that I could never find the time. Often there were long periods of hiatus because something important was going on in the real world, and I just kind of had to stop, and I also sometimes forgot about it, I guess. Here's a fun fact though. With Fran Bow, I actually did consider every now and then to stop it, like, that we reached the end is sort of a miracle. Whenever there was a long hiatus, I was thinking and thinking, should I go back to this? But it was actually a little bit bigger than that even. Sometimes I actually thought about, you know, just kind of closing this channel. Because, of course, over the years my audience had been dying slowly but surely. Less and less people around. I used to have more viewers, even with my very specific style. There were actually in the past more people watching my stuff, but you know, why follow a channel where the very owner disappears all the time for many months? I can totally understand that. But because of that, because of all the things happening with my real life, sometimes I thought about just ending it all. Just post a video or something. I am done with YouTube, I am done with making Let's Plays, but I suppose, you know, it never quite happened because there is simply this passion inside of me. I have always enjoyed to play the games I love for other people so that they can watch it, and obviously these days the amount of people willing to go through such a thing, that amount is quite small. Well, it's debatable. These days, the internet is all about streaming, all about people playing, I don't know, the latest stuff that is famous, like don't even get me started on things like Fortnite or PUBG. That's not my world. I was on YouTube before all that. I was on YouTube when the freaking thing still had stars that you used to rate videos with. I was around when there were still like the first couple of big Let's Players, Back then there was no such thing as partnership, no such thing as streaming really. All that came after my time, and it'll never be my intention to stream. I just think it's not my thing, it's not for me. And I am also not a multiplayer guy. I don't play games such as Fortnite, Overwatch, all that, nope. I just want my solo experiences, horror, psychological torment, a good story, I just want that, and it is what I'll continue to do on this channel. And that is probably one of the main motivations I have. What I am doing on here is basically sort of a dying thing, isn't it? I mean, these days so many people are struggling with copyright, a dying audience, people, strangers really, striking other people's channels for no reason whatsoever. I mean, the olden days are pretty much over, and I am one of those rare fossils that you can find. You see my channel, you check out a video, oh my god, it's really slow, gonna move on. And that is totally fine. I mean, I don't advertise my channel for no reason, like, do you enjoy reading a good book? When you pick up a book and you start reading that, it'll take time to reach the good parts. Yes indeed, it'll take time. But once you hit those parts, it'll be awesome. It's the same formula with this channel. It takes time, but that's important to me, that certain things take time, because we do live in a world where time is something very few people have anymore. These days, it is so difficult to keep up with the day, because of your job, because of, like what I'm doing, having to learn, having to study, and so on and so forth. These days, people just don't have time anymore to enjoy what it means to be alive. And even though that is kind of like a problem, because, so many people don't have time, obviously, why should they have time for my channel where everything takes forever? Well, I suppose I just kind of want to create something that reminds you that sometimes it needs time, it takes time to reach something that is good and worthwhile. And if you do not have the time to watch my content, well, that is totally fine, totally fine. But I want to stick with this style. I am a very, very patient, a very, very long-winded fella, and things will continue like this because it is simply how I am. It is in my nature to be this slow, and I'd much rather be slow, than just rush all over the place and having to hurry up with everything, all that, I think I have made my point. Well, this video certainly went on longer than I anticipated. I just wanted to talk about my personal life a little and the channel, but then I thought to myself, why not talk about some other things? That's another interesting experience, because back in the days with these updates I would also struggle to make them, because often I'd feel like, wait a second, what I am talking about right now isn't important, gonna scrap that, gonna redo it. But these days my audience is so small and I am approaching my 30s, this is really just a hobby, so like, why should I care? There are people who enjoy watching my stuff and I am basically making these videos for you. Every now and then a stranger might show up and maybe they'll like the content, maybe they don't, and then they're gonna move on, alright? That's totally alright. I am just gonna talk about whatever I want to talk about, because, if you do not like it, I mean, you would have left the channel ages ago. But the fact that you are still here means that you eventually found, a liking toward it. And because of that, you are still here. And I doubt you're gonna disappear anytime soon, and for that, of course, as always, I am very much grateful. Still, I wanna apologize if, this went on for a little too long, yes indeed, but that's just how things happen. You lose yourself in the moment, and I just wanted to make the most of this opportunity. Because tomorrow I've got work again, no time to record anything. Yeah, it's just blah, yeah. Back in the days I would have scrapped my video immediately because of a screw up like that. But these days, who cares? Just enjoy being alive, enjoy doing what you are doing, and everything is gonna be perfect. Just, what was the title of the finale of Rainbow? Follow your dreams and be happy. Now isn't that a good way to end this video? Ladies and gentlemen, one and all, thank you so very much for watching. Yeah, watching, right? Rather for listening. And I'll be back very, very soon with something new. Perhaps you can hear noises right now in the background. That's just the local kindergarten. What can you do? So, I'll be back next time with something or other. You'll see. Until then. Oh, and by the way, those of you who read my latest post about me having some issues with the TOEFL test that I had to do in order to get accepted by the university, do not worry, that issue has been solved. Basically, the test screwed up because of technical difficulties and I would have needed to redo it, well, part of it, the speaking section. That would have been an issue because of the deadline of the university. However, I was able to obtain another document from my old school, where I basically graduated from last, and that was thankfully enough to serve as a proof that my English language skills are adequate. So that has been solved, and who knows, I might even be able to get my money back, because wouldn't that, be so beautiful? Alright, I think now I am truly done though. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Take good care of yourselves and a great day to you. Until next time. Until then, Mr. TSC signing out for now.